Hello, everyone. This is Fuzzy Sheep 12, and today is November 14th, and the theme for today's Hypnovember 2025 is tone. And this will be a very interesting, intricate little file. So please do get comfy, get cozy, and especially get those listening ears on for today's file. So, tone is a very important part entrancing people, and whether or not you realize it, it very much can affect the exact feeling that you have when you go into trance. So, some people like to use their tone to invoke a sense of happiness, or a sense of relaxation, or a sense of joy, or laughter, and each tone means a different thing. And the more you pay attention to tone and tone shifts, the more you can pick up and understand exactly what the tist is wanting you to do. So, a lot of people, when they talk, will either talk really quickly, maybe really excited, getting you excited and so pumped for exactly what's to come. And then there's some other tones where there's just the sense of you might as well listen, because you'd be oh so bored without all of these words just existing to fill that empty space in your mind. And then you have some tones that are very similar to mine, where they change and shift depending on what I'm saying and what the words mean and how important I think they are. Because if I'm over here just absolutely rambling, talking, not really paying much attention, it kind of draws you in, doesn't it? Just a little bit. I mean, it'd be easier to follow along with words that were slower and easier to understand, but at the same time, words that are pronounced and said really quickly almost have that effect of, oh my gosh, what they're saying is really important, and I just have to focus to hear exactly what's being said. So that's another way you can use tone. And I don't know whether you've noticed or not, but also a lot of TIS will use tone as an indicator to how far down you should be in trance, or whether or not you should be entranced at all. Because, let's be honest, if I shift to this voice and I'm talking to you like this, you're not necessarily going to know exactly when I tell you to go into trance unless I say, hey, drop, right? Very different. Because when I'm talking a little bit slower, and I'm talking with a little bit more flow, it's just that much easier to slip into a trance without even realizing it. As the voice, the words drone on and on and on, it just captures your attention so efficiently and so effectively that you aren't even aware when your mind switches off. You just know that the voice is comforting, that you're safe, and that you'd like to listen more and more, because even though you could technically leave and not listen to it, it's just that much easier to follow along, to get comfortable, to get soothed and cozy, as you almost just flow along with each and every word being said, not even realizing which words are important or which phrases and things you should be listening for, because you know that when I say words that are a trigger of sort, if I tell you to sleep or to sink or to relax or to drift or drop into trance, your mind will instinctively just pick up on each and every single one of those words instead of all of the filler words. Because even though the filler words are used to capture and hold your attention, they also are just as capable of losing your attention unless there's some words to keep you here. So I could ramble on and on and on about how exactly tone and words affect you, but unless I say to just drop or to sink randomly throughout it, your chances of continuing listening are quite slim, because words themselves are not engaging. It's the tone put into them that truly captures the attention of the listener. If I were to speak in a completely monotone voice through the whole thing, perhaps you'd get bored halfway through. And because I'm adding little tone inflections and little tiny things to keep you absolutely drawn into each and every sentence that I'm saying, it's just that much easier to listen, that much easier to stay engaged, that much easier to drop in the middle of my sentences or to sync exactly when I tell you to, because you're already so engaged. And it's just easy to get lost in all the words, to lose focus, to drift, to sink. In fact, you're sinking and drifting and dropping even deeper than you thought you had been, because now you're taking note of it, now that I've said something about it. Your mind is so easily focused, so easily captivated on each and every word, that, what was I saying again? Oh yeah, you were focused on exactly how it was making you feel instead of each and every word, because the words themselves don't really have a meaning right now. It's the way I'm saying them, and the way that I'm almost implying that you should be very deep in a trance right about now, because, it's just that easy to follow along, to listen, to relax, and to hit the goal of being so deep in a trance that you're not even sure what's happening right now, because all of your thoughts were just swept up in the long stream of words and carried all the way away. Isn't that wonderful? I think tone is absolutely fascinating. And you know what else is fascinating? The count up that'll be happening shortly. So those are a few different words that you might not want to miss out on. So thank you for listening to that ramble. And we'll start the count up here in just a second. So starting with 1, noticing the tone shifts again, because those are cool. Going up to 2, going up to 3, we are halfway there now. Going up to 4, starting to feel your fingers and toes again, and the room you're in, gathering all of your own thoughts back, because I feel like my words had enough influence today. And of course, taking that nice deep breath in and letting it all out as you come all the way awake with 5. Up, 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 wide awake, just like that. Take as much time as you need to come fully all the way awake and aware. And like always, thank you so much for listening to today's file.